and I'm looking for love. Looking for a lot, looking for a lot, looking for a dream we want to rise. Looking for love, looking for a lot, looking for a dream we want to rise. Looking for love.
Time in.
Looking for a lot.
Time in becomes time out.
For love.
Root anxieties become personal doubt. Expressing ourselves in doubts and dashes, pure cocaine and false eyelashes. Living inside words that seem to lie. Living inside excuses that pass us by. Living inside loneliness becomes a high. Living in mixed up with wanting to die. A daily question of going insane while tormenting one another, trying to ease the strain. Dreaming of tomorrows we'd like to know. We're pressing our heart, but wanting to grow. The heart and soul are not involved. Our chatter becomes reality while problems go unsolved. Prearranged, prefabricated, and preconditioned. We're baptized, advertised, and posthumously admitted. Weaned and groomed for the glory of applause. Living off the notes of the law. Shell shout hatred, making peace with God while admiring acrobatics of a junkie's snot. Turned into robots, through the power of suggestion. We seek an answer and become the question. Afraid we might die before we live. Blessed with life, but then afraid to give. We want to be glamorous, glamorous and larger than life. Our cheap illusions become high-priced strife. Losing ourselves in time of despair. Becoming self-defeated of unusual flair. We rush towards the beginning. That might be the end. We sit in darkness and try to pretend. Distraught women seeking compassion. Distraught women seeking compassion while turning tricks in high woman fashion. Finding love at the expense of losing their cool. Looking for happiness but finding a fool. Their moments of trust become deceitful charms. One night stands in strangers' arms. Carousing with disaster in very high places while cutting off noses to spite their faces. While the men play games of power and glory. Tattooed witness of an old war story. Outside themselves, inside their heads. Top secret inside their heads. Top secret discussions on waterbed. Men without neither rhyme nor reason. Lost in the depths of mental treason. Abstract victims of the American dream. Victims of a disguise but well-planned scheme. Victims of a subtle but dangerous game. Rugged individualism with a psychotic name. We exhort the normal and we forget the normal and exhort the extreme. We exhort the normal, we forget the normal and exhort the extreme. We make war a reality and call peace a dream. American contradictions in black and white. We illuminate contradiction and call it the light. America provides you with fortune and fame while stealing your soul for its own acclaim. With the English language at its command, it perpetuates illusion. It perpetuates illusion and very small gain. America provides you with fortune and fame while stealing our soul for its own acclaim. With the English language at its command, it perpetuates illusion throughout the land. Running big games in tiny print. Before you got it, it's already spent. Making sacrificial lambs of the middle class. Indulging in rhetoric with his head up and nose you to sleep with the 6 o'clock news and then wakes you up and spoon feeds you the blues. But from the darkness of ourselves, we can find the brighter day, understanding and truth. Much of the way to understand that every man's color will not be as hard. To go inside yourselves is where it must start. To learn to be considerate, to learn to be humane, to learn to use power and not become vain. To understand you can be strong and not be cruel. You can be outspoken and not be rude. To revile the tyrant, to protect the weak, to ensure the innocent the right to be meek, to look on the sea, to look on the sea and understand its motion, to understand tenderness and give it devotion, to understand courtesy and to make it a pact, to understand what love is and make it a fact, because we all must struggle, we all must try, because somewhere in the future we all must die, but to leave a legacy which will long unfurl, that ours too was a struggle for a better world.